Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. I guess it's time for some news. I cannot believe this is happening. I literally cannot. DLV have tweeted they're already dropping hints for the next update, and I'm gonna have to eat my words because I was pretty much betting that the next update wasn't gonna be till May. I thought, based on the usual pattern of updates, they usually finish the star path. There's usually a week for collecting tokens. Then they usually have like a couple of weeks of like, I want to say like downtime. And I assumed they were going to work to that schedule. And then obviously realizing how late we were getting into spring and with the planned updates, I was like, okay, maybe it will be the very beginning of May because, I'm thinking they're obviously running behind. I do feel like the last star path came down later than it should have. And so I thought, okay, maybe they're running a little bit behind, so we'll have a smaller break. But I must admit, I must eat my words. I do think everyone's theories that it could be on the 24th could be correct. Which I don't want to say it would be unheard of, because technically there has been a time before, back when we first started getting Star Paths, like at the beginning of the game, there was a transition between two updates, and there was literally like a week and that was it. So typically there tends to be a larger gap, but obviously it's not always. And in this case, it does seem as though we are having a shorter gap. If they are already teasing us about the next update, they know it's coming soon. They don't build up hype to leave it going for a long time. So the 24th could be accurate. I apologize to anyone who I doubted. You were right, I was wrong. But anyway, that's not entirely what I'm here to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about the tweet that they came out and my theories, aka Cole's theories. Okay, it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a mix of our theories. We're going to talk about some ideas for the next star path based on what DLV have tweeted. So why don't I take you over to Twitter? We can have a look and see what they've said, and then we'll kind of go through it together. Okay, so here we have the tweet from Disney Dreamlight Valley. They've turned around and said, almost done completing your lovely monster star path duties. Take a break and guess some upcoming star path items from the emojis below. Now, just as a head up, the lovely monster star path is ongoing, but there's only like 2 or 3 days left. So if you haven't finished it, get on that. Get it done, grind it out. But yeah, so that's almost done. But yeah, these are the emojis. So what we've got here is we've got a popcorn bucket and like a squirrel. We have some stars, a car, and a dog. We have a pretzel thing and a man. Now, when I was first shown this, I was like, what? What? I was so confused. So confused. My literal response in Discord was, I'm so excited. By the way, WTF. Popcorn squirrel, a companion, ? Pretzel man, ? German man, ? I don't know why, I always think of like pretzels in Germany. Now that I live here, it's just like a connection I've made. And then I was like, Star-core dog? And I was like, none of this sounds mythology or fairy core though, which is what is getting to me, because I would love more of those vibes, like, oh, Tinkerbell, and oh, that, yeah, I live for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was basically very confused. My first instinct was, of course, that the squirrel being like some sort of like companion, I guess, just based on the way they've dropped hints before, like they did with the snowman raccoon. And then obviously I did make a connection of German man with the pretzels. I had no idea what this might be. And then initially seeing the dog and the stars, I thought of Bolt, but then I was like, but that would be like lightning, wouldn't it? And I'm like, what does Bolt tie into anything? So I quickly scrapped that idea. I think that idea is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. I don't know why my head went there for like a brief minute. I think I was just trying to think of dogs in the Disney universe. So yeah, it was a quick thought and then gone because I realized that was ridiculous. And then I, of course, had a bit of a conversation with Cole about, yeah, basically going over what it might be. We kind of, at first, was leaning towards potentially some kind of circus theme. Like, you have the car, which my thought, clown car. Then there's obviously popcorn and pretzels, very kind of circusy type vibes. So that was kind of like an initial thought that we had on it. But then we've kind of done a little bit more digging and thinking and everything like that. And we've kind of come to the idea that instead of it being kind of like circus and clown themed, that potentially this is actually a Toontown theme. Now, I've mentioned this several times before, my parks knowledge is rubbish. Ask me stuff about the Disney films and I should be able to do that, but as soon as it comes to knowledge about parks or things in the parks or any of that, no, I've got no idea. So Cole sent me a bunch of screenshots from like the Toontown and stuff like that, and then I did a bit of digging myself. Now I do think that Toontown is a very likely option. They do tend to lean into park aspects of things, and we do have the Centennial Fountain. So it makes a lot of sense. So I did a bit of my own research and things like that because I really wanted to kind of look into all the different aspects of what it could be in regards to Toontown. So why don't I take you to I think it's this site that I want to be on. Yes, it's this site. Okay, so this is from undercovertourist.com. Now, I guess they're a blog and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. And basically I was having a look initially because I wanted to have a look at some of the pictures for Toontown. And one of the things I noticed was this El Capitan Runaway Railway, and I was very intrigued about what that was. And as I scrolled through the article and kind of read a few bits and pieces, I came across this bit which says it's all started by a mouse, and then it says step into the El Capitan Theatre and experience this stunning display of Disney animation and special effects. The ride's queue celebrates the Big Cheese himself with a special exhibit created by the Toontown Historical Society. It celebrates all things Mickey with costumes and props from the Toontown world, as well as famous Mickey films and shorts. The queue contains multiple Easter eggs of Mickey features, such as references to Steamboat Willie, Sorcerer Mickey, Mickey Mouse Disco, and many more iterations of the beloved mouse. There are so many hidden details that we created an entire post on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway queue. Before you enter the building, can you decipher the secret message on the right side of the marquee? So the reason why I'm bringing this up is that one of the hints with this is a squirrel and popcorn. And when I think of movie theaters, the food item that is synonymous with that for me is popcorn. So I think we're gonna get like kind of movie theater inspired squirrel raccoon, like a popcorn raccoon. Now I don't know whether it will be like a not a raccoon, a squirrel. Oh my god. Where are my words? You can tell I'm like kind of like really excited about this. I'm jumbling everything up. So yeah, basically I wonder if it's either going to be a squirrel in like a popcorn kind of outfit. Like imagine the base of the squirrel is like the popcorn carrier, and then he has a little hat on with like popcorn on the top or something. Like I think that could be really, really cute for this popcorn and squirrel emoji that we've. Okay, this is a chipmunk emoji, apparently. That doesn't show up on your screen, but I've hovered over it and it says chipmunk. I think it's meant to be a squirrel. I'm not changing my mind. It's a squirrel. So I think this is going to tie in potentially to this El Capitan Theatre. So perhaps we could even get a replica of this theatre. If I scroll up here, I could imagine them putting an item like this in the Star Path, or well, I mean, it's all about the Star Path hints and stuff like that, or potentially to tie in with the Star Path, this could be a premium shop item like the Pizza Planet and things like that. I think this is a potential tie-in, and I think that explains the popcorn raccoon that we have here. Now, the dog, the star, and the car, I'm not entirely sure what the sparkles, dog, and car mean. Now, Cole down here has mentioned about a shiny red Mickey car with Pluto in it, so we would feel like Pluto is in the game, kind of like Daisy was/is on Donald's boat. I do think that's a really good idea. There was... I'm not sure if it's in this article. It might be in another article I found. Oh yeah, it will be in another article. Let me see if I can find it, because I don't think it's to do with this fire hydrant thing. But give me 1 moment. I'll just like edit this out. Okay, so there's a few things that I'm going to go through here. So this first thing that I've taken you to is about Pluto's doghouse. So before Toontown had its redesign, Daisy used to have a diner. It's now changed to something else, Daisy's Cafe or something, I think it is. But it used to be called Daisy's Diner, which is just to the left here. And then on the right, we had this thing called Pluto's Doghouse, which I guess was like a food option and stuff like that, I think. But this kind of made me think, what if we could potentially get some sort of Pluto tie-in with like a building like this? I do think Cole is onto something though with the whole car situation. Hold on, I can close that one. So this tab here, this is showing Mickey's famous red car. Now, when we go back to Twitter, we can see that the car is actually red. Now, I don't think that was intended, because when I hover over it, it just says automobile. So I do think it's just random chance. But seeing the image that Cole put with this car, I think 100% this could be a tie-in. We could potentially get this car and potentially some Pluto related item. I mean, if we look in the background here, this is like some kind of garage. Like maybe we get like a doghouse item or something for Pluto, and the car, like maybe a collection of items for Toontown, like decorating outside of Mickey's house or like the other characters' houses and stuff. Like, I think that could be like real potential. And like here I've pulled up this Pinterest pin, and this is Mickey in his car. So I absolutely do think that this could be what that's hinting at. I think based on the car, that is what it's leading towards. I think it's got to be that. So that's my theories on the red car and the dog. Now the next thing we come to is the pretzel and the man. Now this is... Oh, see, look, it says for me, it doesn't for you guys, but this says for me Person standing. So what this is pretzel person standing. Pretzel stand. I think we're getting a pretzel stand. Now there's a couple of things I want to kind of mention and showcase. First of all, this is from the Disney Magic Kingdoms wiki. Now, Disney Magic Kingdoms is another game produced by Gameloft. I don't think that everything that's in Magic Kingdoms ties to Disney Dreamlight Valley. You know, although they're both made by Gameloft, you know, they're two separate games and everything like that. But pretzel stands are common at Disney, apparently. And I seen that they had this item in the Disney Magic Kingdoms when I was like kind of Googling pretzels Disney and stuff like that. So I think we could absolutely be getting like a pretzel stand again along those kind of Toontown aesthetic vibes, which I think looking at the images of Toontown, this pretzel stand would kind of fit in well. I don't think it's going to be exactly like this. I just want to preface that before anyone thinks that's what I'm saying. I think the design we get in game will be different, but I think we're getting a pretzel stand. I think that's what it is hinting at. What else I kind of was just looking up pretzels on Google. So you can see here there's like the Disney pretzels that you can get, and here's that image that I said I saw. There's also like a bunch of like stands like this pretzel palooza, Wetzel's pretzels, things like that. So I do think that's what this last thing is hinting at, is that it could be a pretzel stand. So I think the hints for the upcoming Star Path is going to be a popcorn swirl to tie into the movie theatre. We're going to have a tie-in with Pluto and potentially Mickey's red car. And I think we're getting a pretzel stand as well. Again, the pretzel stand could be like Pizza Planet, where it's just like a decor item. Or it could be something a bit more smaller, a bit like the Star Path parks booths that you get. Yeah, I'm gonna come off here now. Yeah, like the booths that you got from the parks theme Star Path thing that you got. I really am jumbling up my words here. But I do think that's what we're looking at. I think based on the hints they're giving, I think we're getting a squirrel companion. I think we're also getting some decor items specific to Toontown. We might even be getting like the movie theatre potentially, as well as possibly items like Mickey's red car, or like items to do with Pluto, like his dog house, or maybe some like dog items like some food bowls maybe. And I think we're getting a pretzel stand. So my theories: Toontown aesthetic Star Path. Now, I am in two minds as to whether this is going to be like the lovely monster Star Path that we've just had. So, as you're probably aware, the lovely monster Star Path was like a split Star Path. Half of it was Monsters Inc. themed, and then the other half was like, I want to say kind of like romantic-y vibes. It had like all these florally archways, Valentine's Day stuff and everything like that. So I think we're going to get a lot of Toontown stuff to tie in with Daisy. I think this is the direction that Dreamlight Valley are going in now, is that they want their Star Paths to tie in with the characters that come into the game. So I think when Mulan comes, we will have a Mulan-themed Star Path, maybe with like cherry blossom items, Asia-inspired decor, and things like that. Obviously, when I say Asia, I do mean China, actually. I should specify that because Asia's massive and there's a lot of countries in there like India and stuff like that. So that's my bad there. I should have reworded that. I mean Chinese kind of themed Star Path with a lot of ties to Chinese culture and everything like that. And then when Tiana comes, I imagine we will have a Tiana themed Star Path, which will be great. I'll be looking forward to that. And then I assume they boost those items out with maybe something relevant to the time of the day, not time of the day, the season, and things like that. So obviously we had the lovely part of the Lovely Monster Star Path, which I think was like the Valentine's tie-in. We are in spring, so maybe we might get some spring-based elements in the Star Path. I'm not entirely sure what. Potentially when Tiana comes, maybe we get some summer-inspired items and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. But I do wonder if it's going to be like almost dual themed like this one was. But I think Toontown is the way to go. Yeah, I'm excited. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this hint and everything like that, what you expect might come. If you've noticed anything that I didn't, if you can explain the sparkles, because I didn't get the whole sparkles, the stars. I couldn't work out what that might tie to, but I think the next Star Path is going to be Toontown themed to tie in with Daisy. I'm also very excited to see what kind of setup Daisy has for her home, because when I was looking into it, Daisy doesn't have a home. Obviously she has her diner, or she had a diner, it's now a cafe, and we could get a building shaped like that. But then I also wondered, this Touch of Magic store, is that going to be ran by Daisy? Is she gonna live in that like Touch of Magic store, a bit like how Scrooge lives in his shop? I do hope that's not the case, because personally I would love it if Scrooge had a house. Personally, I think that would be great. Although I get he's got the big safe in his Scrooge store, so I understand why you might want to stay there. But there's every chance that Daisy's house, when it comes in, looks like the cafe. Actually, let me bring that up quickly. Okay, so this is the image of Cafe Daisy, and this is what I was kind of talking about before when I said how Pluto's doghouse had like kind of got fixed up and everything. Cafe Daisy, when it used to be Disney, Daisy's Diner used to have the Pluto doghouse attached. But I could definitely see Daisy living in a house like this, maybe not with the other houses attached, but with this kind of like green and yellow and kind of white aesthetic, with it saying Cafe Daisy potentially. I think that could be cute. Yeah, I think this is definitely kind of like a possibility for what could be coming as her house, or at least something along this color palette, if not specifically a cafe. I could see it in this color palette. So let me know though in the comments down below what you think about Daisy coming to the valley. Where is she gonna live? Do you think perhaps she's gonna live with Donald? I'd be interested to hear your theories. I love talking theories and everything like that, so please feel free to talk about it either in my Discord, you can DM me or whatever. I'm happy to chat about it. It makes me so excited, and especially when I can learn new things like I have done when discussing with Cole about these theories for Toontown. Because obviously that's something that I just don't have a lot of knowledge on. So I love finding out these things and learning more into the whole like parks history and everything like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to let me know your theories in the comments below, and leave a like whilst you're at it. It would mean so much to me. So thank you to all my subscribers and my channel members as well. You mean a lot to me. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!